Greetings, friends and enemies, and welcome back to Art by Flan. Today, we're talking about a subject that I think everybody has had experience with. And maybe not in the same way I did, but every art YouTuber seems to have a "my art teacher hated me" video. And this is not that. It's inspired by that, but this is not that. My art teacher didn't hate me. I never had an art teacher who hated me. My high school art teacher was the last one I had. I didn't go to college or anything. So he was the last art teacher I had. And he didn't hate me at all. In fact, he loved me. I was one of his favorite students. And let me tell you guys, I think he absolutely deserved better than me. Okay? My art teacher deserved better. He was an amazing man, an amazingly talented man with a lot of knowledge about not just art and art techniques, but also art history. He loved art, and he he's still alive, he didn't die or anything, and he loves modern technology. I have him on my Facebook, actually, and I always see him posting about, 3D printing with his students and doing 3D modeling with his students, and he was always trying to get us to, sculpt and do videos and all sorts of fun stuff that all came back to art. And he absolutely deserved better, not just from me, but also from our school system in general. So we'll focus on me first. I loved anime in high school. I still like anime, but I guess I don't love it to the same capacity I did. And even I guess at that point I was sort of fading out of my anime groove. But I wanted to draw in my style. I was that kid. It's my style. I don't want to draw realism. Why do I need to know that? I'm just going to draw anime. I want to focus on me and my style. No respect for the fundamentals. No respect for life drawing. Nothing. I was a little shit in retrospect. Okay? Pardon my French. But he tried to work with me on that. Like, he wasn't like the other teachers who were like, no, you have to do this or you can never do that. He liked anime too. He loved animation. He loved cartoons. He respected it as an art form, and he wanted to work with me on that. But he also wanted to make sure I knew the fundamentals. And I would dig my heels in like the little teenage shit I was every damn time. I specifically remember a couple of instances. So the first one that I can remember was we were doing a life drawing, and actually setting up the classroom for a life drawing or a still life or something like that was very rare, for reasons I'll get into in a bit. But and it was a statue of an angel, and he said to us, draw this statue from the angle you're sitting at, because typical all around the room, everybody has a different view, and make sure and fill the page. Draw what you see, fill the page. Well, I'm a teenager. I'm not that great of an artist. I mean, I'm good, but I'm not, great. So I draw the statue, but there's still plenty of room left on the page. So me being me, I improvise. I add wings, and I add a background that wasn't there, and I just let my imagination run wild. And I specifically remember him looking it over and going, this is really great. You've got really great potential, but this wasn't the assignment. And that's completely fair. I feel like that's a completely fair statement. He wasn't telling me that my artwork was bad or that I'd done a bad thing. This wasn't the assignment. He asked me to draw what I saw and fill the page. So what he was insinuating was that maybe, and he even said, I'm not even gonna say he was insinuating, he even suggested maybe do it again, but draw bigger, focus on the details that I can see in the statue, try to get my whitest whites and my darkest darks. And I was pissed. Teenage Danny was pissed. She didn't want to draw real life. She didn't want to focus on her lightest lights and darkest darks. She didn't want to draw what she saw from life. She thought that was boring. And she resented him for it for a while. As you do, because you're a teenager and you're annoying. But I did it anyway. And I got a good grade on it. And he really enjoyed it. And he could really see the potential in my work. But I remember just being so mad at him. It's like, why was this not good enough? Why couldn't he just take what I'd already drawn? Why do I have to draw this, and this when I want to be drawing this? I thought art was supposed to be about expression and all this jazz garbage, If you are an adult now, looking back on your teenage years, you probably thought the same thing. Another instance I remember is he wanted us to do grid drawings. Now, keep in mind, my arts class in my high school wasn't extensive. Okay. arts was the lowest funded thing on their list. So we often had a lot of kids that weren't really into art at all. And again, more on that in a hot minute. But he wanted us to do grid drawings. Now, if you're not familiar with grid drawings, it's when you take a photo, usually a photograph or something that you want to draw, and you break it up into a grid. And then you draw each square. Instead of drawing the whole picture at once, you're drawing what's in each individual square to eventually get a completed picture. And it's a good way to teach, it's a good way to help people who don't know how to draw to draw. And it also helps you kind of focus on, I think he also had us trace out, shadows and show us how those sort of laid and all that. And it's a good learning technique instead of just diving headfirst into drawing, life drawing or realism to help sort of soften the blow. But I wanted nothing to do with that at all. I hated the idea of grid drawing. I'm still not keen on it now, but as a moody teenager, I was definitely not for it. So I remember just trying to sketch mine out, visually. And once again, it came down to that this was not the assignment. And once again, my little moody ass was pissed. But I do remember a lot of the good things he did. Eventually, especially in my senior year when I kind of was growing up, I started to see what he was offering, what he was trying to do to those of us who did want to be there. We had more life drawing, and I did them, and I didn't mind. And he gave us tutorials on how to draw things like eyes or hands or whatever we were particularly struggling with. He was an amazing teacher, and he definitely deserved a better student than me. And my friends who were all into art, it was my group of friends, and we were all into art, but we were also all very into, also very into anime and video games, and that's what we wanted to draw, and we didn't want to do those other boring assignments. But my art teacher also deserved better from our school. As I said before, he is an incredibly intelligent man with a passion for creating, and not just, drawn media, visual media as a whole, sculpting and video making and all of that jazz. He's so into all of it, and he's so into art history, and he's so intelligent. He could teach easily at a college level, but he teaches at a high school level because he wants to, because he feels like he has a little bit more freedom there. I don't know. That's just what he told me once. Not sure if that's 100%. I mean, I know we could teach at a college level. He's done it before, but my school, like I said, did not look upon the arts kindly. And I say that as they did not look upon, what is the word I'm looking for? What's the word for painting and drawing and shit? I can't think of it right now. That kind of stuff as important. Band was above us because they could go they could go and win championships. They could encourage people to fund us. Sports was above all else. So my art programs got little to no funding, and my art teacher was the only art teacher that we had. And like I said, he was a vastly intelligent man, and he deserved so much better, because art class, visual arts, that's what I'm looking for. Visual arts became the catch-all for students who had no other elective. So you had students who wanted to do art, students who were there to draw, barring my sassy attitude as a child, who wanted to draw and create and learn and do art, and you had the less spectacular of the student body, the layabouts, I don't want to say bullies, because they weren't bullies, they were just assholes. So the asshole students who just didn't care enough about school to sign up for a proper elective, so they were shoehorned into, quote, visual arts. So you had a lot of tension, and he had to deal with that every day. Students who wanted to learn, who wanted to be there, and students who didn't care at all and just wanted to make trouble, and he didn't deserve that. He deserved, like every other teacher in the school who taught an elective they are passionate about, students who wanted to do what he taught. And I always feel like he got shortchanged on so much from that school, because supplies came from his own pocket. Lessons came from his own pocket. If he showed a movie or a video, it was something that he already had from his home. It was like they gave him no money at all except for to pay him. That was pretty much it. And he deserved so much better than that. He deserved a better Danny who wanted to learn. Like, if I go back in time and kick myself in the face, just be like, listen, pay attention. It's good shit. You're going to need it in the future. I would. He deserved a better Danny. He deserved he deserves a school system that cares about visual arts and wants it to be a thing, and not, scraping bottom of the barrel. Like, here's your paycheck and, I don't know, $10 for sketchbooks. Who cares? They're just kids. So that's sort of a little bit, I guess, about my art teacher and my art attitude as a teenager. It wasn't great. I was going to be a mangaka. I was going to draw comics. It was going to be amazing. And I didn't end up doing any of that, and I should have paid attention. So if you are younger and you are in art class right now, learn the fundamentals while you can. It's much easier when you're younger and not when you're older and set in your ways and you have to go back and learn it and you feel like an absolute fool. But if you had an art teacher who you really enjoyed, or can't relate to my art teacher hated me videos, leave a comment down below, I guess, if you want to chat about it. I love my art teacher. I still love him to this day. Like I said, I follow him on Facebook. He's doing good shit, even on whatever limited budget he's got. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you see, don't forget that like button. You can subscribe, all those other YouTube call to action nonsense. And thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.